My daughter begged me to stay 10 more minutes at the beach. I had no idea she was keeping us both alive. My 5-year-old was in tears because she wanted to build one more sandcastle before we left. The separation had been brutal on her, and I was worn thin from months of arguing with her father over schedules and lawyers, so I almost just scooped her up and marched to the car. But then I looked at her face, flushed, streaked with tears so small, and I thought about everything the last half year had done to her. Her whole world had come apart because 2 adults couldn't hold it together. None of it was her fault. So I put my keys back in my bag. Okay, love, 10 more minutes. Her whole face lit up. She ran back to the wet sand and I knelt beside her, helping her pat down the towers, listening to her narrate an entire kingdom. 10 minutes stretched to 20, then 30. I stopped checking the time. I was just watching my daughter be a child again. She'd been having nightmares since her dad left, wetting the bed, crying at drop-off every morning, and asking when he was coming back. Her teacher had pulled me aside twice. But right there in the sand, she was just happy. And I felt guilty for nearly rushing her. I'd been so buried in paperwork and custody dates that I'd barely been present with her in weeks, so I let her stay longer. We collected shells. She chased the edge of the water and shrieked every time it touched her feet. She made a friend, and the 2 of them dug a moat while I sat back and let myself breathe for the first time in months. When the sun dropped low, I finally said it was time. She didn't argue. She just took my hand and said, "Thank you, Mommy. That was the best day ever." It hit me right in the chest. I buckled her into her seat and kissed her forehead. We drove home the long way because she liked passing the horses on the ridge road. I wasn't in any hurry. No one was waiting for us. It was just the 2 of us now. When we turned onto our street, I saw the fire trucks first. 3 of them, lights spinning, blocking the whole road. Then the smoke, thick and black, climbing into the evening sky. Then our house, or what had been our house. Flames pouring from every window, the roof folding in on itself. My daughter's bedroom window shattering from the heat. I stopped the car and just stared. A firefighter jogged over and asked if I lived there. I couldn't get a word out. I pointed at the number on the mailbox, the only thing left standing. He radioed someone, asked if anyone else was supposed to be inside. I shook my head. Just us, just me and my daughter. She started crying in the back seat, not understanding. I didn't understand either. A neighbor took us in while the crews worked. They mentioned the fire had started at the back of the house, but I wasn't really hearing it. I just held my daughter, rocking her, promising everything would be okay even though I didn't believe it. That night we checked into a hotel. I bathed her, put her to bed, and sat on the edge of the mattress staring at nothing. Everything was gone. Every photo, every drawing on the fridge, every trace of our life. I didn't even have clean clothes for her in the morning. Around 9, a knock, a police officer. I stepped into the hall so I wouldn't wake her. He asked if I was okay, and I said I didn't know how to answer that. Then he said, "Ma'am, I need to tell you something about the fire." I braced for electrical, or the stove, or something I'd done. "We found evidence of accelerant. Someone poured gasoline at your back door." I couldn't breathe. "We also found a car parked 2 streets over. The driver had been there over an hour before it started." He paused. "We arrested your ex-husband a short time ago. He confessed. He knew your routine. He knew the exact time you and your daughter walked through that door every evening." The hallway tilted. I grabbed the wall. "If you'd come home when you usually do, you'd both have been inside when he lit it." I looked back at the door where my daughter was sleeping, peaceful, with no idea that her tears over 10 more minutes in the sand had pulled us both out of the fire.